Welcome to the Lure of Temptation. Each story is a personal encounter with weakness, through which each person will rise up to escape the traps of temptation around. And today we come to the topic, NLP and meditation techniques to stop gambling. You've tried to quit gambling again and again, but something always pulls you back, right? What if your own mind is the key to breaking free for good? Today on The Lure of Temptation, we'll reveal how NLP and meditation can rewire your brain, calm the chaos, and finally give you control. If you've ever battled the urge to gamble, you know it's not just about chasing luck or the next big win. It's a complex web of emotions, habits, and sometimes deeply rooted beliefs about ourselves and the world around us. Gambling can start innocently, as a form of entertainment, a gentle thrill, maybe even a social activity. But for many, what begins as fun can spiral into something much harder to control, affecting not just your wallet, but your relationships, your sense of self, and your overall well-being. The journey to overcome problem gambling is a deeply personal one, but it's not impossible. In fact, by combining the power of our minds through techniques like NLP or neuro-linguistic programming with calming and centering practices like meditation, you can begin to rewire your patterns, take back control, and move towards a healthier relationship with yourself and your impulses. Understanding why gambling becomes addictive is the first step. Our brains are wired to seek pleasure and avoid pain. Gambling taps into this system powerfully. Every time you bet, your brain releases dopamine, the same chemical that floods your system when you eat chocolate or fall in love. It carves neural pathways, reinforcing the urge to repeat the behavior. Over time, the craving for that rush can overwhelm rational judgment. The urge can feel almost unstoppable, but it isn't. This is where neuro-linguistic programming, or NLP, comes in. NLP is a psychological approach that looks at how we organize our thoughts, language, and behavior to achieve specific outcomes. The core idea is that by changing the way we think and speak, we can change how we feel and act. This is incredibly powerful when dealing with compulsive behaviors like gambling. One of the foundational techniques in NLP is called reframing. Reframing is about looking at an experience or urge from a new perspective. For example, when a gambling urge surfaces, instead of seeing it as an irresistible command, you can reframe it as just a thought. Instead of, "I need to gamble," reframe it as, "I'm noticing the urge to gamble. That's a common reaction, but I have a choice in how I respond." This small shift in language can open the door to self-control and diminish the hold that the urge has over you. Anchoring is another powerful NLP technique. Anchoring links a particular feeling or state to a specific gesture or word. Let's say you naturally feel calm and in control when you take a few deep breaths or touch your thumb and forefinger together. By practicing this gesture regularly while you are in a relaxed state, you can build a mental association. Later, when you feel overwhelmed by a gambling urge, you use your anchor, your chosen gesture or phrase, to trigger that calm, controlled feeling, breaking the automatic cycle and empowering yourself to make healthier choices. Visualization is a third NLP tool that can aid in overcoming gambling urges. Visualization involves imagining yourself at a crossroads. One path takes you to a future where you continue gambling, facing the probable consequences: stress, financial problems, and strained relationships. The other path leads you to freedom, health, and regained confidence. Each time a gambling impulse arises, vividly visualize yourself choosing the better path. Imagine yourself saying no to the urge and feeling pride swell inside you. Over time, these neural rehearsals make the right choice easier in real-life situations. But thoughts alone aren't always enough. That's where meditation comes into play. Meditation isn't just about sitting quietly or chanting. It's about retraining your attention. Focused meditation and mindfulness practices can help you notice urges to gamble as they arise, without immediately acting on them. For example, in a mindfulness practice called urge surfing, you learn to observe cravings as waves that peak, and eventually fall away. Instead of fighting the urge, you allow yourself to simply notice it, its sensations in the body, the thoughts accompanying it, and wait for it to pass. Like a surfer riding a wave, you remain present and balanced, trusting that the urge will subside on its own. To start, find a quiet space and close your eyes. Take a deep breath and focus on the sensation of your body as you breathe. As you relax, imagine a gambling urge arising. Where do you feel it? In your chest, your stomach, your hands? Allow yourself to experience it fully, with curiosity rather than judgment. Then, as you exhale, imagine the urge dissolving, like a wave falling back into the ocean. Practice this regularly and you'll strengthen your ability to experience urges without being controlled by them. Another form of meditation particularly helpful for those trying to stop gambling is loving kindness, or metta meditation. Repeatedly, you send kind, supportive thoughts to yourself like, "May I be safe, may I be healthy, may I be free from harmful habits, may I live with ease." Over time, this practice helps replace feelings of self-judgment and shame, which often drive addictive behaviors, with compassion and patience, making it easier to forgive yourself for slips and recommit to your journey. Pairing NLP and meditation can yield even greater results. For example, after a meditation session, you can use an NLP technique called future pacing. Imagine yourself facing a tempting gambling situation. Maybe you see a casino ad, or get a message from a betting site. Visualize yourself feeling the urge, and then calmly using your anchor or reframing language to cope. Noticing the urge, letting it pass, and moving on with your day. This mental rehearsal prepares your mind to act skillfully in real-life moments of challenge. It's also important to address the triggers that might drive you to gamble. NLP offers methods for identifying and interrupting these triggers. Keep a journal of when you most want to gamble. Was it after an argument? When you felt bored? By spotting these patterns, you can proactively make plans to address the real needs behind the urge, whether it's seeking comfort, connection, or excitement, in healthier ways. Remember, overcoming gambling addiction is not about achieving perfection or never feeling an urge again. It's about building new habits and responses, one decision at a time. And on this journey, there will be setbacks. The combined power of NLP and meditation gives you a compassionate toolkit not just for prevention, but for recovery after slips occur. When mistakes happen, you can use mindfulness to observe the disappointment without spiraling into self-criticism. You can use NLP reframing to see slips as opportunities for growth, not evidence of failure. Beyond individual practices, community support can enhance your progress. Whether it's a therapist familiar with NLP, a meditation group, or a recovery support network, surrounding yourself with understanding people can make the journey less lonely and more effective. The process of change may start with small victories. The first time you notice an urge and choose to pause, breathe, and reflect instead of immediately acting, you've won a small but significant battle. With every repetition, you strengthen new neural pathways of self-control, patience, and self-understanding. As you move forward, celebrate these moments. Take note of the positive changes, no matter how small. A calmer evening, an urge resisted, a conversation with a friend instead of a bet placed. These are signs of real progress and a reminder that you are not powerless. In the end, the combination of NLP and meditation is about reclaiming your own mind, learning that you have the power not just to interrupt old cycles, but to create a new future for yourself, one in which you are more aware, more in control, and more compassionate with yourself. The journey is ongoing, and every single step counts. With patience, practice, and the right tools, freedom from problem gambling is within your reach. Recovery isn't about willpower. It's about understanding your mind and reshaping it from within. If you've made it this far, know this: you have what it takes. At the Lure of Temptation, we're not just telling stories, we're lighting paths. If this message moved you, like and subscribe to stay on your journey of healing. And if someone you love is fighting their demons, share this video. It could be their turning point. You are not alone. Let's walk this path together.